Welcome everyone, you have tuned into NDTV Auto. We are here in Goa to drive the Tata Curvv petrol and diesel variants which are coming to the dealerships by now, and we will talk about the car more, but before that we are joined by Mr. Vivek Srivatsa. He is Chief Commercial Officer, Tata Motors, Passenger Vehicles, Electric Mobility. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
My pleasure.
So it's been a month that we have seen the Curvv, both ICE and electric. How has been the response so far?
Response has been great, fabulous. EV cars have reached the showrooms and test drives are available. So bookings have been very strong for EV. ICE, we have very many different engine options. A couple of the engine options have reached the dealerships. The GDI and the diesel automatics will reach very soon. Bookings have been strong, but once the test drives begin, we think the bookings will pick up even faster. And with the festival season coming in, we hope by Diwali we'll start seeing a lot of curves on the road.
Great. We also expect the same.
Yeah.
Do you see any initial trends in terms of people's preferences? Where are people gravitating?
Yeah, a lot of preference for diesel and the diesel automatic. To be honest, even though the diesel automatic is still not available for test drive, people have gone ahead and booked it. Probably they know that a diesel with the DCA transmission is something which will be enjoyable. So good percentage of our sales bookings are from diesel. The GDI also, considering it's our first GDI engine, we have a fairly healthy booking pipeline. So overall, very happy with the kind of mix we are getting.
Great to hear that.
Yeah.
The aesthetics of the car is really different from what we see in the mass market. It's a coupe. How hopeful you are about this design, and overall, do you think this can stir up the market?
It's no longer hope. I don't want to be arrogant, but I'll say that Tata Motors is normally never arrogant, but seeing the booking pipeline we've generated so far, I think consumers have loved the shape of the car, and many of them have not seen it in person yet, and once they start seeing it on the road, I'm sure they'll love it even more. But when going back to your first question, I think it's been our DNA. Tata Motors, whenever we enter a category, we've tried to disrupt it, starting very early, right from our early cars, which was the Indica, or later the Nano, the Nexon, the Harrier itself was a coupe, sporty coupe, large SUV. And we continue in the same way, and when we come to the biggest category, subcategory in the market, which is a mid SUV, you all obviously have to give the customer a lot more value, to really start with a bang in the category. Any category that we are present in, we are in the podium position, and obviously to achieve that in the mid SUV as well, we need to give a very differentiated product which gives great value for customers, and I think this is the summary of what we wanted to give. Yeah.
Vivek sir, last few years we have seen Tata has really done well in electric portfolio. Whichever segment you have stepped into, you are right on top. But lately we are seeing a new trend in the market where battery is being provided as a service and not part of the car. What's your thought about it? Does it have a longevity in the market?
See, I think innovation is the name of the game, and to break the tough Indian market, you need to explore all opportunities, and I think it is good that customers are getting a wide variety of ways they can get into electric mobility. From our side, we are giving a very differentiated range of products, body styles, shapes, battery options, and any new innovation is great, especially in the EV space, because it's going to get a lot of people, fresh consumers looking at EV and thinking that okay, maybe EV, this is the right time to convert to EV. So we welcome the move. Having said that, we'll have to see if the Indian consumer is able to get his head around this kind of purchase process. It's been challenging in many countries, this kind of dual purchase option where you pay one kind of payment option for the car and something else for a service. It's not the easiest way to gain possession of something, especially in a country like India where mindsets are slightly different. but innovation is always welcome. Consumers getting a, very, I would say, new proposition on how to own is also very unique. But like I said, as long as we are getting more people considering EVs, I think it's good for the country. Yeah.
Definitely, we'll also look into the space.
Yeah.
Last few months have been really exciting for the industry. Slew of launches, giving options to the customer, but somehow the market is not responding as it should. We are seeing a slump, and especially in EVs. Even the numbers from Tata Motors are slightly on the decline. What are your thoughts about the festive season coming in, and do you see things changing around quickly?
I think the festive season is going to be very strong. Yes, it's a little bit of a curtailed festive season because the actual buying period is very short by around 10-15 days this year, considering the end of Shraddh and end of Diwali. But I think bookings are picking up as we talk. The period just after Independence Day, towards and moving towards the end of August into Onam, usually is a very strong period. But this year it was muted, I think it was a long weekend after Independence Day, and then a lot of weather issues across the country. We had a very intense summer, then a lot of flooding around the country, down south in Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, parts of Gujarat. So it's not been easy for consumers as well. I think that caused a little bit of slump in the month of August. We are seeing a recovery in September. Obviously, we as well as the industry itself is throwing everything at the consumer, and festival seasons have always been a time where retails pick up. October and December have been very strong. October, November, December have been very strong traditionally, and this year it will be the same. I think in fact there will be a little bit of pent up demand from pre-festival coming into the festival season, and I'm sure we'll see a very strong quarter 3 of the financial year.
Yep. Overall, we see a lot of stock piling up at the dealerships.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that aspect? Club that with the discounts that Tata Motors is coming out with. Which is the direction that the
I think
brand
it's
is
all,
going?
like I said, with the festival season, this stress of stock levels at the dealership will considerably go down. It's not that the manufacturers have produced too much, it's just that the market has slowed down a little bit. Pent up demand will take care of the stock. At least I can talk about Tata Motors. I think we have taken some temporary price corrections across the range to make it very sweet for consumers running up to Diwali. It's a great time for people to buy Tata Motors cars, across the portfolio, right from Tiago up to Harrier Safari, and the entire EV range are at never before prices. And I'm sure we'll see a very strong response by consumers in the coming 30-40 days.
So a little bit on the deliveries of the ICE variants. When do we see the deliveries of the petrol and diesel starting?
Deliveries of petrol and diesel will start by 20th of September, and we are also ramping up production of the GDI and diesel automatic. So you will start seeing them on road very soon. Yeah.
Little bit on the alternate fuel, the CNG you have.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doing wonders for Tata Motors. A bandwidth of cars you have in the twin cylinder technology is taking market by storm.
Yeah.
But overall, if you can give a sense of understanding, where does CNG cars from Tata Motors in terms of volume stand at this point in time?
Yeah, CNG, in whichever cars we have CNG, they are growing every month in terms of contribution. You take a Tiago is in fact multi-powertrain, petrol, CNG and EV. Similarly with in Altroz you have petrol and diesel and CNG. CNG contribution is growing across the portfolio every month. So the take rate of CNG clearly signals consumer preference in India, and we are going to proliferate CNG quite strongly across our range.
Lastly, before I let you go, a little bit on your the popular product, the Punch. It's available in petrol, CNG, and EV. It's at the top for the brand. But do you see a little bit of threat coming in from different quarters? Maruti doing something with their bestseller Swift, coming with CNG. Do you think a little bit of stress will be there on the Punch now?
Yes, stress will always be there. Indian automotive market is fast becoming one of the most competitive. I think everybody will benefit. Stress levels bring out the best of manufacturers, consumers will benefit. But I think Punch has become a rock solid product in the industry itself. It's a default product for several first time buyers. The kind of value it gives to first time buyers, that kind of safety, that kind of space, that kind of design, it's very hard to beat.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you.
It's always wonderful talking to you,
Same
and wish to meet you again very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.